guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing good and thank you so much for the amazing response on this new series modeling tips on my channel. If you're new here, I'm Nikita Tanwani, former Femina Miss India Andhra Pradesh 2019, and now I'm a full-time model, actor and pageant and modeling grooming coach as well. And over here on my channel, I make videos for pageant aspirants as well as aspiring models. And in today's episode, I'm going to be sharing and talking about 5 things that I wish I knew before I started or went into modeling. And all of this is based on my personal experiences and a lot of research. And when I started off modeling, I did not have videos like these to guide me. I did not really have the mentorship that I was looking for in the first 1 or 2 years of my modeling career. And so this video, I hope, helps a lot of you. And while it's in no way meant to scare you away from the field of modeling, but it's good to be informed and prepared mentally for the type of industry and the type of profession that it is, because there is a lot of lack of information and also a lot of myths and misinformation surrounding the field of modeling and this profession in particular. Before I begin, I do want to address that it's really cloudy outside today, but I did want to make this video and post it for you guys. And so if the lighting seems a little off compared to other videos, then understand that it's just a gloomy day in Bangalore and I did not want to put YouTube on hold until monsoon leaves Bangalore. Number 1, payment window. Before I came into the profession of modeling and entered this industry, you don't really always think about how models get paid, and it's so different from a corporate salaried job. So how models get paid, if you're a freelance model, then also it actually differs. Usually you will get the payment in cash or transferred to your bank account at the end of the shoot if it's, say, just a one-day shoot and the client is working on those agreements and those terms. But then that doesn't happen all the time. A lot of the times, if you're signed with an agency or if you're working with a big brand where you will have to submit an invoice and later get the payment windows in the field of modeling can range from 30 to 90 days. Which means that if you've done, say, an ad shoot in January, you will get the payment of it somewhere around March end, because that is when the ad will also get produced, and by the time it comes out, that's when you get your payment. And so that was one piece of information that came across as quite surprising to me, and not just for models but also for influencers. Additional tip over here: most influencers that work with influencer branding and marketing agencies get paid 30 to 45 days ideally, and sometimes that does extend, which happens a lot. And so you end up getting paid for projects, videos, content that you've created also 2 or 3 months after you submitted the deliverables to the client. And so that's something that you should be prepared for mentally beforehand, because that is why they say that sometimes modeling is not going to be the most consistent profession, and you will have to keep a track of your own billings and your own invoices, and you will have to go and ask for your money a lot of the times, because people generally don't just hand out money. And so there are a lot of uncomfortable conversations in this particular industry where you have to ask for your money on time and be stern about it, and nobody really likes you when you do that, but it's your job, it's your profession. And so that is why you need to be your own personal manager. And that's one of the things that is difficult about this profession. And so you have to make sure that in your personal contract that you share with clients, if you're freelancing, then you have to be really rigid with your contract and make sure that it's structured in a way that avoids you from losing money in a lot of situations. I will talk about how agencies take a certain commission out of the payment that you get as a model as well, but that's for future videos. Before moving on to further surprises that I faced when I became a model, I want to take a moment and thank Dermaco for sponsoring this video. Dermaco has come out with their new pore minimizing range. Dermaco has solved the problem of dilated and open pores, which so many of us have. Especially when you're on camera and your makeup can be seen up close, the last thing you want is for open pores to be ruining the smooth look that you were actually going for. So if you are someone who struggles with having large and dilated pores, then this is the magic solution for you, because the pore minimizing face serum has combined 4% niacinamide, which minimizes dilated pores and controls the excess oil and sebum production on the skin, which in turn obviously keeps your skin clear and smooth. And I've been using the Dermaco niacinamide serum for months now. And the next hero ingredient that they've added here, which I think is genius, is PHA. Now PHA is a mild exfoliant and it's going to take away the dead skins on the top layer of your skin, and a combination of these two ingredients along with this serum, which is going to enhance the collagen production in your skin, will give you smooth and even toned skin. And the best part is that this formulation is fragrance free. If you want to try your hands on the pore minimizing range by Dermaco, then don't forget to use my code Nikita2022 on the Dermaco website, and the products are also available on Amazon, Nykaa and Flipkart. Modeling as a profession is pretty inconsistent, which is one of the reasons that a lot of women have to think before making it your full-time profession, because there are so many factors sometimes outside your control when you're planning to work as a model full-time. Again, not meant to discourage anyone, but you need to know that it's not going to be as easy as a corporate job, for instance, where you get paid the same salary all 12 months of the year. When it comes to the modeling profession, every model gets paid a different amount, and you can charge differently based on your experience, based on your skill set, based on your value in the market. And so as a model, you could be shooting once a week or twice a month, or even 15, 20 or 30 days a month. So it can vary so drastically. So your income does fluctuate a lot. And in India, one pattern that I have noticed is that during vacations or during the holiday season, particularly say around Christmas and New Year, a lot of designers and photographers all go on vacation, particularly say in Mumbai, which is considered the hub of modeling in India. And during those 2-3 months, until everybody comes back from their vacation and gets back to work, and then there's a new spring collection, that period is not the best because models don't really get that many assignments. And so when you're in this profession, you will notice there are consistent and some really good seasons for you work-wise, whereas some months you might not earn at all for 2 to 3 months, and that can get very, very stressful if you're at that stage of life or at an age where you have expenses of your own and where you have household responsibilities as well. Number 3, why didn't I make it? When you apply for any modeling assignment, when there is a casting requirement, it's not just you who's applying for that project, it's hundreds and sometimes thousands of models applying to be cast in the same role, applying to be a model for the same designer or same brand. And one of the things that came as a surprise to me when I started off modeling, and it took me so much time to actually understand that this is probably not going to change, that when you don't get selected, you do not get informed about it. So you might just keep on waiting and waiting, and you wouldn't know when the shortlisted models got finalized, whether or not they did at all. Sometimes maybe the shoot got cancelled on its own, and that's why you haven't heard back. And even when you do get rejected, you don't really get any specific reason, because that is how this profession is. There's a certain requirement. Maybe they were looking for someone who had a certain type of look, and you just didn't have that look, and there's nothing you can do to change about that. You can't change the way you look. And so that is something that leads to inconsistency, and that's how you cannot really predict. But what you can do in this particular case is apply and market yourself in a way so that you identify, okay, I really, fit into this type of modeling. And then you only send your profile strongly to that type of clients rather than trying to model for, say, anyone and everyone at the same time, because that reduces your chances of conversion. And that's something that agencies help you understand. If you don't know how to brand yourself individually yourself, then that's where an agency will bring in their own experience and expertise and help you get casted for the type of look that you have. Number 4, posing styles. This is something that I feel like I am still exploring and learning even after having started modeling 5 years ago, is that the type of modeling skills that they are looking for changes in every market. So like I spoke about different seasons, there's also a different type of market for modeling in every different parts of the country. Some places such as Delhi and Mumbai have all types of modeling going on and a lot of print campaigns and hoarding shoots, whereas Bangalore is known for its e-commerce market. And particularly in Hyderabad, for instance, the market is very ethnic wear focused. And so you would not see any casual wear or sportswear shoots really happening in Hyderabad. So you first as a model have to understand where you fit in the best. And then you also have to understand, okay, do you want to move out of your city? And you obviously want to be in the market where your demand would be higher if you plan to have big goals in the profession of modeling, and if you plan to be a very popular face, you need to find your niche. You need to fit like a puzzle in this market. And that is what is going to get you constantly booked. Now, when the market is different, a model is required to pose so differently. So say when I was modeling in Hyderabad, the type of poses that a designer wants there are very different from the type of poses that a brand would want for a model shooting for the catalog that will go on their website. Models in those categories are actually different, and they're posing very differently. And by posing, I mean you need to be really good at it, because when a client is paying money by the hour, they want models who can go from pose 1, 2, 3, done, change. And that's how fast you need to be. You don't get to pose in every garment or outfit for an hour, and that's a lot of the hard work that goes behind becoming a good professional model, that you have to spend hours of practice time in front of a mirror in your own house. And that's why I recently spoke on social media about how modeling is not always glamorous. Sometimes it's just learning that they want me to pose like this, and if I cannot do it fluently, I will not get selected as the model there. And the last thing that I wish I knew before I started modeling, particularly as someone who's an introvert, even if you don't think I am, or maybe it doesn't look like it on social media, but I am a huge introvert, guys. And so for me to be in a profession where talking to people and networking is so important does feel like a struggle at times. And I didn't take this as seriously as I should have earlier in my modeling career. But networking with people, spending time with them, staying in touch with them, even outside of work, is important as 50%, if not more, in the modeling profession. And I came from a corporate background where I kept things extremely professional all the time, and I would not really interact with my colleagues much outside of work because it felt like I was crossing a line. And when I moved to this career full time, that is something that I really had to change. And this is because in the field of modeling, if imagine yourself as a client, you would book someone in the sense that they don't always send out an audition. They sometimes just call up the model that first came to their mind and check her availability, and she gets booked for the shoot. And you might be here thinking, why did I not get called or even asked for this photo shoot? And it's because you weren't really that in touch with them. You weren't really networking. You weren't attending, say, events and parties that they invited you to. And that's why you were just not on their mind. And that's how in this particular industry, a lot of times there are certain groups that get formed. And so it's on you to take the effort to actually put yourself out there. And that is not going to happen just on set. It's so much outside of work. It's something that I am still learning on how to do, because the person who is introverted in me just wants to stay home all the time. But I've come to terms and realized the importance of this skill so much. Your people skills are extremely important in the modeling profession. To sum this video up, modeling is not an easy profession at all. Whether you're signed by an agency or whether you're a freelancer, both have their own individual struggles. And if you thought that modeling is all about looking glamorous and posing and getting nice pictures clicked, you cannot be more wrong, my friend. There is so much to take care of to make it a way of income and to really financially support yourself in the world of modeling. There's a lot of hard work that goes into it. And so I hope this video gave you a deeper insight into the type of struggles that do come with this industry. It is very, very fulfilling when you know that you're actually following your dream, but nothing worth having comes easy. And so your input is going to be directly proportional to your output. And so you need to be honest with yourself. If you really want to make a career in modeling, you need to give it so much, and you need to stop waiting for opportunities to come to you. You will have to go help yourself out there independently first. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I will be coming up with future videos as well regarding agencies, how you can approach them, what are the best agencies in India at the moment, and so much more. And let me know if you have more questions regarding modeling, if there are some myths that you believe in. I would love to debunk those as well. So we have so many interesting topics coming up, but until then, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed this type of video, and subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell to not miss out on future episodes. Until then, I love you guys so much, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye bye.